Jeff and Jeremy in the morning. How pathetic can some people be?
I have a 16-year-old daughter. She just got her learner's permit. She wanted me to teach her how to drive. I said, I don't know if I have the patience for that. She said, okay, there's a guy at school. I said, all right, let's go. So we're practicing in a parking lot. She wants to try and drive home. I swear, I'm not making this up. She pulls out to the street, makes a right-hand turn, doesn't turn the wheel back, and the car just keeps turning. She jumps the curb. We're on the sidewalk. She panics, probably because I was going, Jess, what the are you doing? And she floors it, and we go through a cinder block wall into the Federal Express building. Like $5,700 damage to the car. She gets out and says, okay, you don't have to give me my allowance this week. I said, allowance? You're going to be a body shop guy. We're way past the allowance.
Dumbass of the day. 93.3 KZOZ.
You're a car guy, Jeremy. Do you know what the Pagani Huayra Roadster is?
I wouldn't say I'm a car guy, but no, I've never heard of that.
It's a custom-made sports car, okay? These things cost $3.4 million. It's a lot for a car.
What do I get for this custom $3.4 million?
You get a lot.
Does it go really fast, or does it fly?
No, it's just a fast sports car.
Cool sports car.
So I'm convinced that all quote-unquote YouTube stars are just trust fund babies because their dads drive things like $3.4 million cars. Gage Gillian is a YouTube star. Are you familiar with his work, Cameron? Okay.
Sorry, my mic was muted. No, I am not aware.
It's super rare. I mean, he had to have it get custom made, okay?
What's it called again?
The Pagani Huayra Roadster.
All right.
Gage, his son, or the guy that Gage is the YouTube star. This was his dad's car. He was showing it off on his YouTube channel when he crashed it into a tree.
I've seen these cars before. They are not cheap.
Oh, here's a video. Oof. That looks bad.
God.
That looks really bad.
He lost control of the car. It crashed into a tree. And then on Instagram, he said, oh, well, crap happens.
Oh, my gosh.
Thanking God for a second chance at life. Crash could have left us with worse injuries or even death.
What makes this car? It looks like a Ferrari or a Lamborghini. What makes it any better than a Lamborghini? That's
custom made
because it's so rare.
It's like a Ferrari or a Lamborghini. You add $1 million just to have.
This is what. Get this, okay? This is what's strange about it because we just established the price tag on the car. It's $3.4 million, right?
I would kill myself in this car.
Jeremy's initial response was, what does the car do for you? The son, Gage Gillian, the YouTube star, blamed the crash on his YouTube channel, his wildly popular YouTube channel, which is going to have to be a lot more popular, I would imagine, to pay for the $3.4 million car. He blamed the crash on low tire pressure, not the fact that he was joyriding his dad's car that can go from 0 to 60 in 3 seconds.
Wow.
And there's only been 100 of them released worldwide. He's the father is the founder of a firm called Cross Equities, and he owns a fleet of high-end vehicles. This was just one of those.
He had insurance. He's fine.
Is there an insurance company that would pay that claim?
I was going to say, actually, I don't know. I mean, would your insurance? I'm pretty sure your insurance company drops you if you total
or the
$3.4 million sports car.
The son totals it. I mean, come on.
Oh, the son was driving. Yeah, he may not have been covered.
17 years of age.
Did his dad give him permission? Does it say? Or
I don't think so.
It's like a Ferris Bueller thing.
Worse than a Ferris Bueller thing.
This is just...
How much did Psy make off of Gangnam Style?
Oh, I don't know. You'd have to look that up. He made a lot, though. I know that.
He made enough to start his own record company.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he has his own... Actually, it's like one of the few independent
Gangnam
records in South Korea.
So, just on YouTube revenue alone on Gangnam Style, he made $2 million. So this kid would have to be level star twice in order to pay for the car.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So he better get to work on cranking out some videos. This is Jeremy through and through. Jeremy did something very similar to this, except for it was a Nissan Maxima, not a
Not a $3.4 million.
Well, yeah, my parents were out of town. I mean, like literally, like my mom was in Vegas and my dad was on the other side of the state, and I was left home for 3 days. And the day before I had to go pick him up at the airport, I took his brand new Nissan Maxima. This is back when they put the 300Z engine in it for the first time.
Back when the Maxima was a real Maxima.
I was doing about 65 when I decided to take a 90-degree turn, thinking, I see this in the movies.
It'll hold. It's a sedan. It'll hold the turn.
And
I can drift.
And, well, that's what happened. I hit loose gravel. Because, you know, when you come out on a road to go left or right, in the middle, there's usually some gravel. I hit that. I went through I hit a stop sign, snapped it like a toothpick, and went through a barbed wire fence. Somehow didn't put one dent in the car, but destroyed the new pearl paint job on it.
Gave it some nice pinstriping.
It's over $5,000, almost $6,000, and that was in 1993.
Oh.
My whole summer was spent repaying my dad to repaint that
Sucks
car.
because
That's what, like $12,000 now?
Yeah, I don't know, probably.
yeah, you were a video nerd too in those days, and you could have, you know, if there was something like YouTube around, you could have just made some videos and paid for it with the YouTube revenue. Congratulations to Gage Gilliam. You might be a star on YouTube, but today you're Jeff and Jeremy's
Dumbass of the Day. 93.3 KZOZ.
Don't be a dummy when it comes to your landscape supplies. Go to Peterson U-Cart on Gusta Road, just north of Quickie Car Wash in Atascadero.
We load, you cart, you save.
So I saw this and I thought it was kind of interesting because you're a dad and a parent that you might understand some of it. It was said 7 weird confessions that parents have. And this is kind of weird, creepy stuff that I think is gross. Like, I've never understood why girls like to pop guys' zits. It's always been weird to me. Remember when we had Lindsay on the show? This is a long time ago. She was younger than us, but, you know, maybe 10 years younger than us. And she always wanted to. I had a pimple one day, and she's like, "Oh my God, let me pop that." I'm like, "No, no, no!" And it was on my forehead.
Yeah, that was pretty.
You ever get the hat pimple is the worst because it's where the brim of your hat sits on your forehead, and if you get.
And you've been quick to point out recently that I have wrinkles, and my son is pointing that out to me too lately. He's like, "How come you have lines on your forehead and I don't?" I'm like, "Well, because I'm old. You're not."
Dude, your son's dissing you hard.
I know. No, he does. He believe me, he specializes.
He's your son.
4-year-old heathen.
He's funny.
And he's got. So I have this line on my head. And last week I had a pimple inside the line, and it was the worst place to have the pimple because you couldn't get to it and pop it because the line was creating a problem of getting angles at it after it. And it's like, couldn't do it.
You're supposed to like take your eyebrows and like, put them up so you can create more lines and then use those lines to squish it out.
Oh my God. Jeez, this is getting way graphic here. Ugh. And the thing is, all this stuff that I have here, that this was I think it was good housekeeping. I don't know what it was, but, these are things that parents, mainly mothers, said they like to do. Did you ever pick your kid's nose when they were a baby? Or did your wife?
You have to.
You have. Did you enjoy doing it?
No.
Did your wife enjoy doing it? A lot of mothers say they enjoy picking their kid's nose.
I don't know. Maybe you'd have to ask her on that.
What about the earwax?
Because, there is some kind of... she did it to my daughter the other day. She had a hanger. And I saw the hanger, and I didn't bring it up. I was like, maybe it'll fall. Maybe it'll fall out.
I mean, I know they're your kids and they came from you, but still, it's a booger.
I know. And then my wife saw it, and she's like, "Hey, get over here!" And she just, she plucked it right out of my daughter's nose. And I was like, "Oh, thank God she did that, because I didn't want to have to do that." So maybe she does get some kind of satisfaction out of it.
More than 40% of women in this study or survey, it's not a study, said that they love the smell of breast milk.
That's not.
I can see how
too crazy.
I can see how a woman would like that, because it is.
Did you ever smell it?
The motherhood bond. The motherhood bond is a very. It's something a man cannot understand or explain. It would have to be done by a woman, because it is just so much tighter than the father-kids bond.
We had a woman that worked here when we first started, Cameron, and she would store her breast milk in the refrigerator. And Jeff and I wanted to do a game called Breast Milk Tug of War. And we'd have two listeners come in that wanted to win a prize, like concert tickets. And we would put the breast milk in the middle of a tube, and then they would each get on each end and they would blow. And whoever didn't blow hard enough would get breast milk in their face, and they would be the loser. Or mouth.
Have you guys ever watched that show, The Boys?
No.
Okay, I sent a link, and there's some really interesting scenes involving breast milk.
Oh, okay. Thank you. We'll look into that. But anyways, that was the closest I've ever got to breast milk. I've never smelt it. What's it smell like?
Smells like babies.
Imagine it smells like milk.
No, I don't think it smells like a cow.
It kind of smells like milk. It does. I mean, it
does. Does it have a smell?
It's got a baby. I associate it with babies, because that's the only people that are consuming it.
Yeah, women love the smell of breast milk. 40%.
And I believe that, because women associate that smell with the smell of having babies, and they like having babies. I mean,
have you tried breast milk, Jeff?
No interest whatsoever.
Yeah, that's weird. I mean, I guess some people are.
Would you?
Would I? Yeah. I don't like milk. Well, so no.
It's not the same.
It's not milk. It's not like cow's milk. It's
then maybe. Yeah, why not? It's milk.
And how come the milk council's not mad at moms for calling it?
Because it's milk.
Calling it breast milk, when should they be calling it human beverage?
What sounds worse? What sounds worse? Human beverage or breast milk? Human beverage is disgusting.
Man, I swear, in Wisconsin, they're trying to take back the milk moniker.
You guys tell me what you think of this, because to me this is super dirtbag move. This happened in New Zealand. I don't know if it matters, but a mother hired a teenage babysitter to watch her kids while she had to run out and do some things. Apparently the mother's a vegetarian, doesn't say vegan, vegetarian, and her kids are vegetarian. Everything she prepares for her
Difference
kids
between vegan and vegetarian, please?
A vegan is you don't eat any animal products. Vegetarians just don't eat meat.
But do they eat eggs?
Yeah, so they eat
Vegans
eggs,
don't.
Cheese, anything like that.
Yeah,
vegetarians do eat eggs.
Yes.
Even though eggs are chickens.
Yes, but it's not meat.
Unfertilized eggs are not chickens.
But
wait a second.
They're
we're going to get into a discussion here.
They're unborn chickens.
No. Some eggs are, if an egg is unfertilized,
it's just an egg.
It's just an egg.
Yeah.
Like, think of it like an egg inside of...
Thinking of it as caviar, a fish egg. That's just an egg until it's fertilized with a male sperm from a fish, and then it has a polywog.
Yeah, but if a chicken lays an egg...
I'm just kidding.
If a chicken lays an egg and sits on it and does what it's supposed to do, eventually another chicken will come out of that egg, correct?
No, it has to be fertilized by a male chicken.
Oh. I did not know this.
Yeah, I know that, but I don't know everything. But yes.
Okay.
Cameron brought up a good point.
Thank you for the 4-H lesson.
So,
guys.
so vegans don't eat anything that comes from an animal. No eggs, no milk, nothing. But a vegetarian will eat products from animals, just not their meat. So I'm guessing the thing is vegetarians don't want you to kill the animal to eat it, but they're okay eating animal products, where vegans are like nothing from an animal. I don't know. I don't know any vegans, but the woman won $650 in emotional damages from the 19-year-old who was on her very first shift looking after the kids.
Wait, this was a babysitter?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the babysitter fed the kids, who were 7-year-old and a 9-year-old, a girl and a boy, 7-year-old girl, 9-year-old boy, chicken nuggets from McDonald's. Because when you're a teenager and you're babysitting.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, oh, okay, I'll run out and I'll grab you guys something to eat real quick because I'm 19 and I really can't prepare dishes very well.
She says, the babysitter says the mother or the kids, nobody said anything to her about them being vegetarian. And she said the woman came home and literally ripped the nuggets out of her hands and started screaming horribly.
Countersuit right there, emotional damages.
For
$2 million.
Allowing her children to eat dead corpses. That's what she was saying. I mean,
okay, but you know what? The kids,
nothing would have been traumatic to the kids until you started calling what they were eating dead corpses.
Yeah, I know. This is people, and this drives me nuts about most parents. Is most parents want their kids to be a mirror image of themselves. Now, I understand from a spiritual sense why, and from a values sense and all that, but like, for instance, my son does not like turkey. I love turkey. Turkey, like, I'm talking about deli turkey. I don't like Thanksgiving turkey, but the one we're going to eat this week is not that good. But I love.
Wait, you're telling me you like deli, like the processed meat over the real thing?
Yes, the thin sliced turkey sandwiches.
Love turkey. Real turkey sandwich?
No, fake turkey sandwich all the way. I love turkey, but he won't touch it. But I'm not going to force him into a turkey diet because I want him to be like me. And I believe, especially people that have these strong cause diets, like vegetarians or vegans, they're forcing their children into something where they're not able to experience the rest of the world and, even more importantly, not experience what it's like to be a kid. You know how many kids they know that eat chicken nuggets? When the babysitter came along, they're like, yeah, we're not going to say anything about this.
Corn dogs.
You better not say anything to,
what about corn dogs?
To anybody about this, the brother saying to the sister, because we get to finally eat these magical things called chicken nuggets and see what they taste like for
tacos
for ourselves.
Hamburgers, cheeseburgers.
In my opinion, the babysitter was doing the kids a favor by exposing them to childhood. Because you can't make a decision when you're 5 or 4 or whenever that, I don't like
7 and 9.
I don't like meat.
Yeah.
And if you do make that decision and you make it on your own, fine, so be it. But let kids have a little bit of choice and not raise them to your ethical standards of diet.
I just feel bad for the babysitter. 19 years old. Nobody said anything to her about them being vegetarians. And then here you have the mom coming in, ripping chicken nuggets out of the mouth, screaming and yelling and throwing a fit, and now suing her $430 per kid for emotional damage.
And you said she won this, right?
No, she didn't win it. She's just suing.
It's still in court.
Okay.
Here's the problem. Okay, and this goes back, and you could apply this to a lot of things in society, especially right now. Vegetarians. There's a level of elitism that they carry with them where they think it's okay to do this. Like, if I came home and the babysitter...
You sound like you've had a personal experience with vegetarian.
No, if I came home and the baby... but hear me out on this, okay, because I'm not a vegetarian.
I don't think...
Have you guys been hurt by vegetarians?
I haven't. I mean, I don't know any vegetarians, so
I'm not a vegetarian.
I can't say that they think they're an elitist or whatever.
If I came home from a night out with my wife and the babysitter's like, hey, yeah, I fed him dinner, and I'd be like, okay, what'd you feed him? She just had like carrot sticks and broccoli and salad because I'm a vegetarian. I wouldn't flip the F out and rip the lettuce from my kid's hands and be like, what are you doing? They're irrational. The vegetarians are irrational.
She would leave and you'd be like, hey, are you kids hungry? You want to go get some chicken nuggets?
Exactly.
I do feel like that's comparing apples to oranges.
No, it's not. It's completely. It's comparing.
No.
Chicken nuggets.
Think like a vegan or a vegetarian.
I can't do that.
So with
I just can't.
with a plant, plants are alive, but they don't hold a consciousness.
Oh, so you're saying this is almost more like a religious thing, like it's their own belief system that
it's a moral belief that they feel it is immoral to take the lives of an animal.
But I could very well make the argument that it's a moral belief in my house that my kids get a little protein with their roughage at dinner time.
right. But remember, we're not knocking vegans and vegetarians.
I kind of am.
But yeah, you are. I'm just saying the way she handled this situation, since she didn't instruct this babysitter or anything, like you can't just put yourself on a higher.
No carnivore is going to flip the F out because their kids were just served vegetables.
I understand what Cameron's saying though, because this is like their whole being, their whole belief system.
Like it's
their moral compass.
But isn't there something to be said for people that believe in eating animals? I mean, what's to say that their beliefs aren't any more important than the beliefs of the vegetarian who does not want to kill animals?
Yeah, what you're just saying is you shouldn't flip
real
out.
Here, people who eat animals tend to not really care about what they're eating.
They look at vegans and you look at people that eat meat. There's usually a different size.
But the thing is, that's not true. That's not always true. I know a few vegetarians. I'm like, really? You're a vegetarian? So don't even.
Maybe I ought to lay off the broccoli.
Don't get me started on that one, okay? Everything in moderation. Just because you're a vegetarian doesn't mean you have to eat loaves of bread.
Anyways,
but what I'm saying is, it's a very one-way street to say that, well, vegetarians hold on to their moral beliefs of not killing animals. Well, who's to say that their moral beliefs of not killing animals are any more important than the moral beliefs of the ones that believe in living off the land and animal control? And I mean, there's arguments that can be made for both sides, but we're quickly dismiss the carnivores and side with the vegetarians because it's a more
I know what you're saying. Just respect everybody else's beliefs, all right, and don't flip out.
Yes.
That's it, all right. You're just because you feel and think one way doesn't make you any better than anyone else.
So your kids
You just
accidentally
think
ate some
differently.
chicken nuggets. You know what? Spend the next week, get them back on the right track, and then go from there.
All right, I like that.
Subscribe to the Jeff and Jeremy podcast now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, and YouTube. It's your Central Coast commute-friendly podcast.